We've discussed in detail over the last few days the destination of Xabi Alonso's next managerial club. And according to a man who came running down the steps with such excitement here at Wembley Stadium as we were just about to all leave, have a dinner, have a celebratory beverage, Mark Ogden has got some breaking news.
Yeah, well, Chelsea are very close to appointing Xabi Alonso as their new head coach. 4-year contract, I'm told. Could be in charge for the Tottenham game on Tuesday. So obviously Chelsea identified a shortlist of candidates: Andoni Iraola, Marco Silva at Fulham, but Xabi Alonso was the favoured candidate. As soon as he made it aware that he was ready to consider Chelsea, had some assurances to be given in terms of recruitment, the authority of the coach, but all those have been dealt with, and Xabi Alonso is now on the verge of taking the Chelsea job.
Was Liverpool ever in the ether?
I've been told that Liverpool were never ultimately convinced about Xabi Alonso, so I don't think that was part of the equation. I think maybe he was waiting for it, maybe he was hoping for it, but because clearly, as a player, Xabi Alonso had a lot of rivalry with Chelsea as a Liverpool player. But no, it's, Chelsea have made headway there. We know that Arne Slot's under a bit of pressure at Liverpool, but I think he'll stay. But clearly, if Xabi Alonso goes to Chelsea, it takes him out of the equation for Arne Slot, which does add a new element to it.
How come Liam Rossinier got a 6-year contract? Xabi Alonso, who has been...
What do you think, Craig?
It's a statement. It's a statement. I mean, Leverkusen was brilliant, won the league, big job at Real Madrid. You don't become a bad manager overnight. They just didn't accept what he was wanting, i.e. work harder, pressing. The basics, run about. But it's a danger, him going in there, because of the way Chelsea have operated. So he has to have control, or an element of control that some managers haven't had. And he has to have a big sway in how the club has been run, certainly on field, and all big decisions with players. So he's stepping from almost a frying pan into the fire here. But, as we've talked before, Chelsea is a big job. But you've got to make sure you're keeping the best players. So, there's no point Xabi Alonso coming in, you sell Cole Palmer, you sell Enzo Fernandez, you sell Caicedo. You've got to keep your big players, your core players, and build around that. But if you want to keep those big stars at your football club, you have to make a statement in terms of the manager. And to be fair, this is a statement.
It is a statement, Jermaine. It's quite a coup, you would say, for Chelsea, considering what's been going on over the last few months.
Yeah, it is. But Chelsea's it's a big football club, So you look at Xabi Alonso, where he is as a manager. Granted, it didn't quite work out for him at Real Madrid, but again, he's a very good manager. As a player, if I'm looking at that and I'm seeing him coming in, I'm thinking to myself, this is amazing. The amount of things I could learn from this guy from a playing perspective, not only from a coaching perspective or a management, but just listening to him about, when I pick the ball up in this area, this is what I want you to do. Those sort of nuggets of information, it's going to be golden for the likes of Cole Palmer, for the likes of Joao Pedro, all of those forward position players. Especially, I think it's a great acquisition.
Yeah, so my only thing with this is, why do it now with 8 days to go before the season ends? Like, if you wanted a boost, could you not have done this, say, a couple of days ago and then gotten into this final with a different sort of energy to it? Because I'd imagine there'll be lots of Chelsea fans who will be happy bringing in someone like that. But, why couldn't they have done that so that he could lead him out for this game in particular? Yes, going into the future, the 4 years, if it works out well, it'd be great. But like I say, what's the significance of these next 8 days? And I thought as well, same as everybody else, and I've embarrassed myself for the last 2 days straight, that he was going to Liverpool. Ridiculously embarrassed myself, but what's new? You know what I mean, Dan Thomas?
Yeah, you said Rodri wasn't going to start.
Yeah,
this
game. Did he play? Did he play? Yeah. Yeah, too bad. They won.
Playing devil's advocate just for a second. If Alonso comes in before this game and they lose, they're going into the Tottenham game.
But it wouldn't matter.
Slightly off.
It wouldn't matter because they still would have arrived as underdogs.
But they've got a massive boost going into the Chelsea.
Good for Spurs, eh?
Yeah, exactly. Any Spurs fans out there will be absolutely ecstatic, I'm sure. But
last word to you, Oggy.
Yeah, just on Alonso, I think Chelsea have learnt the lesson. I think they've realised that they had to appoint a coach with credentials. I think they've got a dressing room of players who want to be coached by a top coach. To play for Chelsea, a top club, they expect to be coached by a top coach. And the Rossinier experiment was a disaster. 106 days. So they've learnt the lessons, and to be fair, they've acted like a big club. They've acted like a big club, got a big manager. I know we had issues with the dressing room at Real Madrid, but like you say, if you're a player, an Enzo or a Caicedo, you've got one of the world's best midfielders come to tell you how to play. So, it's a big move by Chelsea. I think it's a great move.
Right, before we pack up, before we got anything else you want to say, anything else you want to break?
Is Pep staying or going? What's going on?
That's what Pep's do.
Thank you very much, guys. I tell you what, of course, the bar has been set low, hasn't it, for Chelsea? You look at their run over. Well, yeah, that's just broadcasting. Their run over the last couple of months has been dismal. As Oggy says, next up, of course, it's Spurs, who are fighting for their lives for survival.